expectant hush. We love that. What a lovely crowd. Thank you for being here. I've had a zero alcohol beer, so anything could happen. This is a song from our first EP, which is to be found on those places where you find music these days.
Could there be love in these eyes that have rested on other things? Could there be more than a touch of a hand that so tender clings? Give into it, take the hint and metamorphise. Close your eyes and let it begin. Find it within and metamorphise. In your cocoon it is safe and it's warm, but it's empty too. In your cocoon there are changes you'll know about all too soon. If you give into it, take the hint and metamorphise. Close your eyes and let it begin. Find it within and metamorphise. In your heart the temperature rises, and you'll find your happiness is not in the place where desire lives.
Bring on the changes, oh, bring on the changes. Bring on the changes, oh, bring on the changes.
Could there be more in these eyes that have rested on other things? Could there be more in the touch of a hand that so tender clings?
Bring on the changes.
Give into it,
Oh,
take the hint and metamorphise.
metamorphise.
Close your eyes and let it find it with and metamorphise. In your heart the temperature rises, and you find your happiness is not in the place where desire lives. Thank you, everyone. And a massive thank you and congratulations to our support act over here.
He's left. He's drunk under a
gone.
tree by now.
He's taken his zero alcohol beer and
my
gone.
evil twin brother.
He's a cool guy.
Less said about him, the better. This next song is a new song, and we recorded this a little while ago on something that will be our 2024 recorded output somewhere along the line. We just got to get Max in South Australia long enough to finish an album, and then this song will be on that album. This is called Alcatraz.
I'm breaking out of Alcatraz tonight. I'll be lying low in Sausalito by the morning light. I still love you, but I'm gonna spend my days high in the redwood trees, forage by night. I broke the rules, ended up in prison for a stay. I broke the prison rules, got sent to San Francisco Bay. I still love you, but I got my candle and my spoon, so I'm gonna keep digging away. Your heart is big, your heart is great, your heart is strong. You could tame an army with your eyes, make a march across continents singing your song. I still love you, but I gotta keep digging away. This prison's not where I belong. Time has fallen in my mind. The sky has fallen in my eyes. I'm breaking out of Alcatraz this time. I've been in chains ever since I did the crime. I still love you, but I'll be gone, looking for the tallest tree that I can climb. I'm breaking out of Alcatraz this time. I'm breaking out of Alcatraz this time.
I still love you. Thank you.
The implicit warning, don't go to Alcatraz. Well, if you are, go as a guest. Not a guest of, you know. I'm trying to say. I just like to bring a moral into it.
He walks by, and I don't even sigh. He's heading for the land of the great bye-bye. I walk by, and I don't nearly cry. I'm heading for the land of the great bye-bye. I walk by. I hold my head up high. If I'm not living in the land of the great bye-bye, I will be by and by. I will be by and by. I will be by and by.
I'm rather proud of that song because I don't often write sort of pop songs, but I consider that a sort of poppy song. Having said that, this one is nothing like a pop song, I'm afraid. This is a kind of little experiment. We all work in the theatre a bit, and this song is, I think of as a 3-act play. Don't worry, it doesn't go as long as a 3-act play. As a song. It's about two people and their relationship over a very long period of time. The first act is set when they're young, and the second and third acts are set some, 15, 20 years later. It's called Really Love. It's a brand new song. We've never played it before, so let's see how it goes. Judy walked about 4 or 5 miles through the wind and the rain to lie by his side. She heard him snoring outside the locked door, but the window was open just a little, so she climbed inside. Jesus, Tom, how can you live with all this shit piled up? She whispered to herself as she wrapped herself around him. Her mother said he was a bum and a scoundrel and a cad. Judy said, thanks, Mom, in that case I'm really glad I found him. Who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Tom waited about 4 or 5 months after he heard the news to go to her side. The nurse smiled at him as she left the room, so he kindly, gingerly went inside. Jesus, Jude, how can you live with all this shit wired up? He thought to himself as he sat himself beside her. His wife said he was a bum and a coward if he didn't go. Now he softly whispered to her, who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Judy waited about 4 or 5 hours after he left to open her eyes and turn her face aside. The wind was blowing outside the window. Jesus, Tom, why did we live with all that shit piled up? She She wondered to herself as her mother fussed about her. Then her mother said, the weather's always crazy out this window. And a shadow grew across her. Who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Who do you love? Who do you really love? Who loves you? Thank you. It's kind of terrifying playing new songs to people, and as I say, your kind reception is really, really very moving, and thank you very much. This is a song, about half the songs we play are co-written with a gentleman named Richard Davies, with whom I've been writing songs since we were 16 years old, and we still do it. And this is one that we co-wrote together. This is a song kind of about my grandmother. No, it's not. This is that one's going to come later. This is a song about my mother, who, when I was a little boy and adored her, like all little boys perhaps should, perhaps not. If I lost sight of her, I would say, "Mummy, where were you? Why couldn't I find you?" She said, "I'd run off with the Tinglery Man," which fascinated me. Now that she's been dead for 7.5 years, I like to think that she finally has really run off with a Tinglery Man.
I don't know who she was. I don't know if she was crying when she ran off with the Tinglery Man. I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know if she was lying, but she ran off with the Tinglery Man. She lifted her head from the roses and jonquils and swallowed her up like a waterfall. The sound of the organ pumping over the hills led her away like a siren call. I don't know what he looked like, an ordinary man, something other, a Yorkshire ghost, the Tinglery Man. But the music coming out of his arm, it drew away my mother. She ran away with the Tinglery Man. The thought of her roses strewn over the hills, the thought of her running free, leaving behind the poppies on the windowsills, running away from me. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what she was saying, but she ran off with the Tinglery Man. I don't know what she was hiding. I don't know what he was playing, but she ran off. Thought of her heart billowing in the breeze, the thought of her running free, love in the mist growing wild beneath the forest trees. Oh, I wish I was, yeah, I wish I was, I wish I was a tingling man. I wish I was a tingling man.
That's one of my favorites, I reckon. I don't know about you guys. I love it.
Max Garcia Underwood over here, please. Nicola Grant.
Thanks. And Terence Crawford.
Keep it going.
Peter, Pop and Mary. Check for the oldies. Speaking of oldies, oh God, that's a terrible thing to say. Hang on. Retract that. We recorded this one recently too. This is a song that celebrates long, loving relationships, where you get into your 20th, 30th, 40th year and think, how the hell did we get here? And I would like to dedicate this to my beautiful wife who's here tonight. This is called Meals and Bridges. Here's to all the bridges in the world holding us together, stretching over rivers. Every time I look at the shadows, I'm thinking of the bridges and the impossible distance we traveled. Here's to all the meals we shared together, all the quiet nights stretching over years. Every time I look at your shadow, I'm thinking meals and bridges and the impossible distance we travel. Here's to all the bridges
that we built, holding us and stretching over shadows. Every time I feel your hand in mine, I'm thinking meals and bridges and the impossible distance, the impossible distance, the impossible distance we travel.
You can have a drink of water.
All right.
It was a zero beer, but it's a full-strength vodka.
There's a light in the country, down the rivers and streams. There is hope in every woman and man, but there's a line drawn in the sand around the weight of dreams. The weight of dreams. It's dark in the city, in the shadowy schemes. All the promises turn into dust. Greed is crippling the just with the weight of dreams. The weight of dreams. There's a truck stop on a flat plane. In the lonely driver's beams. I wanna break down there, spend the rest of my life without the weight of dreams, the weight of dreams, the weight of dreams. There's a train exploding, hear the sound of screams. There's a man on the railway track walking away with a pack on his back and the weight of dreams. There's a truck stop on a flat plane where the coffee's just as bad as it seems. I wanna break down there, spend the rest of my life without the weight of dreams, the weight of dreams. There's a light in the country, down the rivers and streams. There is hope in every woman and man, but there's a line drawn in this sand around the weight of dreams, the weight of dreams.
This is another song I co-wrote with Richard, and some 20 years ago now. Song about a couple on a tour of Europe. which has become challenging, as touring Europe can be for couples.
If you leave this room, I will not follow. If you leave this room, you leave alone. I remember Barcelona, I remember Rome. You were dead for all money, and I was straight. Do you remember Trastevere? Remember Rome at all? The sunshine and gossip, coffee and pain. If you leave this room, you are dead again. And now I'm in pieces. Jesus, please. I remember Santorini, where you fell on the key. I held you in the rain, I was invisible. I remember Barcelona, you were born in that room. If you leave this room, you are dead again. Dead again. You are dead again. Dead again. If you leave this room, I cannot follow. If you leave this room, I am alone.
And I gotta sing it, so I'm nervous.
Cool. Keep it cool. 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crucifix around her neck is just another come on. I feel blood in my lips, my heart is palpitating. Take my hand, burn my fingers, come on. Show me the cracks in this ice we're skating. The business is lonely, down in the coal of my soul. Treasure me, I'll treasure you, you are my one and only. You are the one to make my lacerated body whole. Oh, dangerous, beautiful. Oh, dangerous, beautiful. Innocence and silence like a whisper in a mind. Smoke and flames and sirens screaming. Stab my heart, burn my body, crush my spine. Burn my promises, Christ, let me be dreaming. Take my hand, burn my fingers, come on. Take my hand, burn my fingers, come on. Take my hand, burn my fingers, come on, yeah. Dangerous, beautiful. Dangerous, beautiful. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Dangerous, beautiful. Is the volume alright? Are we good level-wise? Sorry if I was screaming.
It'd be awkward if it wasn't, and no one told us. We've been playing up here for like half an hour.
Sometimes when people say, what do you play? Sometimes I say we kind of mainly play hippie music, really. This is our hippiest song, perhaps. This is called Ease.
You can look into another's eyes and feel lost. You can look into another's eyes and feel you've been crossed. You can stumble on a mountain trail. You can wind up in the belly of a whale. You can stare down love till it sends you blind. Or you could ease your agitated mind. I could sail across the ocean and still tremble at silence. I could sail across the ocean and still cherish my violence. I could give myself to God or cocaine, put a dagger in my shivering dark brain. I could stare down love, I could kneel and pray, or I could We can look into each other's eyes and still feel lost. We can look into each other's eyes and feel tempest tossed. We can look into tomorrow's sky. Gotta look into tomorrow's sky. We can stare down love till the fire starts. Or we could ease our hesitating hearts. There is a clock right there. No, but the watch is important. That's, yeah.
They'd have a little bit more
part of the
respect
show.
when you're an old man. A few years ago, I wanted to write a song about something that horrified me. I thought, gee, how could I write a song about this? One day I was listening to Woody Guthrie, as I've been doing regularly since I was 14 years old, and Woody's song came on called The Wreck of the Reuben James. The Reuben James was an American troop ship that was sunk by the German Navy off the coast of Norway in 1941, before America had entered the war, an act of provocation. And Woody wrote a great song called The Wreck of the Reuben James, and that's the song that came on. And I thought, wow, well, if Woody was to write this song that I want to write about this thing, he'd write it. I'd try to write it like he would write it. Then I thought, well, why don't I go one better and I'll just steal his song. So I stole this chords and melody from Woody. So for a long time I said this is a song I co-wrote with the great Woody Guthrie. But then more recently I did some more research on the song, and Woody, who once said, hey, he stole from me, but I steal from everybody. I learnt that, in fact, he had stolen this song from an older folk song. So no regrets, no shame, no guilt, and I get all the royalties. You pumped it up so much that now I'm trying to get some life out of it. Anyway, there ain't nothing funny about this song. We took away their country, their children and their laws, rewrote their histories and rubbed out the wars. So many black souls to the flames, dead in custody, what were their names? They died in the cells and they died in the vans. They died in the hundreds in white fellas' hands. And they keep on dying, can you give me some names? Hearts sinking like the ship Reuben James. What were their names? What were their names? So many dead. What were their names? What were their names? What were their names? How many more? What were their names? A white man can't tell a black man's tale, but a white man can yell when a white system fails. Pass me that armband, I'm ready to wear it. Statement from the heart, I'm ready to swear it. What were their names? What were their names? So many dead. What were their names? What were their names? Tell me, what were their names? And how many more? What were their names? Black lives matter, every good white man knows. The cells of ignorance is where prejudice grows. But more than 500 dead and nobody blames the cops who were with them. What were their names? What were their names? Tell me, what were their names? So many dead. What were their names? What were their names? What were their names? How many more? What were their names? Okay, thank you. This is a brand new song that we recorded a couple of weeks ago with a happy ending. It's called Hound Dog's Dream. Where does the time go? We sit around worrying about the etches on the wall, worrying about whether our stocks rise or fall, whether we're keeping on our toes. That's where the time goes. Where does the time go? It falls through the cracks of our useless fears. It laughs at the triumphs of our brilliant careers. Even as the winter shadow grows, that's where the time goes. Consider the fate of the war-torn. Consider the mountain streams. Consider the lonely hour of the stillborn. Consider the hound dog. Consider the hound dog's dream. Where does the time go? Well, I walked on my own beautiful land and dived off rocks in Sicily. Played music with friends, drank some wine, sang a little harmony. Ooh. I loved a handful of people and a handful of people loved me. I shoveled the shit and smelt the rose. That's where the time goes. Thank you very much. And Max is going to sing another song that Richard and I wrote quite some time ago. We were mere lads in our 40s, I think, when we wrote this.
There's an old guy skipping stones across the lake. I'm riding rapids down the cracks in his face. When the stones rise and hearts lift, and when he sings his mind drifts. Every time he felt some skin on his skin, little waves broke his little will to win. Skipping stones, skipping stones, skipping stones.
Look at
The bubble bursting high above our heads. I'm riding roughshod over broken arms and legs. When the hope comes and hope flies, I sit and waiting for the sunrise, just dreaming of some skin on my skin. Skipping stones, that's all I'm doing. skipping stone. There's a woman staring out over the lake. I'm rolling diamonds from her eyes down her face. When the water's uncrossable and the future's impossible, she remembers skin on her skin.
See the old guy skipping stones across the ocean. I'm riding shotgun, got my loaded Smith & Wesson. When the stones rise, his heart lifts, but when they sink, his mind drifts. It's like he'd never felt skin on his skin, and his little heart's rotten in his great big world of sin. He's skipping stones, and that's all he's doing. Skipping stones, that's all he's doing. Skipping stones. Whoa, whoa, that's all it is. Skipping stones. Skipping stones, skipping stones.
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes.
Yeah. What do I need? Okay, we'll do the story. Can I tell you a little story? I'm going to tell you a little story. Once upon a time. Once upon a time in 1904. A little girl was born in Durham in the northeast of England. And when she was 4 years old, her mother died and her father absconded to Australia. And she was put into the care of her maternal grandparents. And when she was 5 years old, she did something that the children in the town were not allowed to do. She walked to the edge of the town to the gypsy village. She went with a little friend. And when they got to the edge of the gypsy encampment, an old gypsy woman beckoned the children to her. And the little girl's friend ran away. But this little girl went toward the gypsy lady, and the gypsy woman told her that when she died, the little girl would inherit her magic powers, her psychic powers. And she did. And she spent the rest of her 88 years telling fortunes of all kinds. You got something to read, she would read it. When she was 15 or 16, her beloved Irish grandparents died. And out of the blue, she got a missive from Australia, from her absent father, commanding her to come to Australia. She didn't want to come. She didn't want to leave her home up there. She didn't want to go across the world. But she had to come. She was a 16-year-old girl with no guardian. So she came, hated it for the rest of her life, hated the country, missed her home terribly. But she loved her grandchildren with a great force. This is called Grandmother's Song.
At the end of the road, at the end of the day, at the end of your sorrow, looking back on the little girl fled and the old lady beckoning, at the end of her life as we know it. Cards and faces, palms and tea leaf traces, all my power will be yours. For it's a dark-haired man you'll be following at the end of the road. At the end of the day. Climb aboard that ship, Mary. Climb aboard that ship. At the end of the road, on the edge of the forest, where the gypsy fires burn, maybe wiping a tear, maybe not. It's a dark ocean you'll be crossing at the end of the road. Climb aboard that ship, Mary. Climb aboard that ship. At the end of the road, at the end of the tale, all the jolly days are over. Looking back on that little girl and the man you were bound to follow to the end of the world. Cards and faces, palms and tea leaf traces, tell you all you need to know. For it's leaving you all, Mary, at the end of the road. And it's lonely you will be. You will climb aboard that ship. You will climb aboard that ship.
That's it. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. We love playing for you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful new year.
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you next time we play here. Or you follow us around somewhere.
Thanks, everyone.
We're not allowed.